Hello everybody, welcome to Midwest Imagery. Today I've got a little tutorial showing you how we can combine two images to make one and get the best of both worlds in them just by changing blending mode in our post-processing Photoshop. It's pretty quick, it's pretty easy. I'm going to take a couple minutes to get my screen set up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What we're going to do today is combine these two images into a single shot and see what that gets for us. And I decided to make this shot. We were traveling in Illinois. So it was an old hotel whose claim to fame was that a young politician named Abraham Lincoln had introduced some other politician who was going to speak from the balcony in 1850 or something like that, from the balcony of this hotel. Further, it turns out that this hotel had a reputation for being haunted. And further yet, the room that we happened to be staying in was the most desired room in the entire building because apparently you had the best chances of seeing a spook in this room. Well, we didn't see any spooks, we didn't hear anything going bump in the night, and we didn't have anything getting moved around or knocked off or any eerie voices or anything like that. It was kind of disappointing. But anyway, I still decided to make my little ghost picture. And what we're going to do is hold our command key. I'm on a Mac, so if you're on a Windows, then it would be the control key. And click on this other thumbnail. And then I'm just going to right click and select open. And now both of our images have opened in separate tabs in Photoshop. And if we see this picture, it's right out of the camera this way, which is why I always encourage you to get your exposures as close as you can in the camera, which means we have less work to do in post-processing. Here is the other one. And again, I'm exposing for this wall over here and leaves our window completely blown out, but that's okay because you'll see in a minute why. If I were exposing for the window, then the window would look nice, but everything else would be in dark shadow. So that's why I made this shot this way. Now, what we're going to do is go back to our Overlook tab, and then we have to drag this layer on top of this image. And we do that by holding the command key and our cursor turns into the move tool. We also want to hold the shift key down because that will align our image perfectly. It will register just great. So we click and drag this image up onto the tab where we want it to go. Once that tab opens, we drag back down into that image. Now they're both perfectly registered. There's the room, there's the background. And this is where the very easy part of this comes into. We're just going to change the blend mode from normal to multiply. And multiply simply multiplies the darker tones of the layer below it so that we're seeing most of the dark showing through this shot. Let's try it, see what happens. Here goes. Check that out. Now, look at this. If I zoom in, look at all the footprints in the carpet, the leaves and sticks poking up out of the bed, the scene on the wall. We even have a little bit of the wallpaper still showing through. Look at over here, sticks are coming up out of the floor and the floor out of the rug of the carpet. Isn't that cool? And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to take a couple seconds to shut down my screens and I'll be right back. Okay, that was pretty cool. when we can combine two images like this as easily as we see how it's done here, then this opens up a whole new world for our photography. I have a definite idea usually of what I want a picture to look like, and I use the initial shot as my foundation to build on top of that. And as I explained earlier, when I heard that the room in the hotel that we were staying in was supposed to be super haunted, well, I had to make some sort of a ghosty shot. And this is what it came up with. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.